Hello everyone. Let's start our session for today. I welcome you all on behalf of RTBI. My name is Ayushi Singh and I would love to welcome our next speaker of the expert speaker, Ms. Ashwini Hegde. She is the head of the automation practice at Tangentia, an agile digital transformation company headquartered in Toronto. Ma'am, may I request you to open your camera?
Yeah. Hi
Hello.
everyone. Good afternoon, good evening.
So she holds a degree in MBA degree from Karnataka University and has an experience with major corporate companies for more than 12 years, implementing large-scale RPA projects, providing functional consultants in areas like SCM, finance, and HR. It is a huge opportunity for us, all of us, to hear you, ma'am. We welcome you to our session, and I hand over to you.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, let me quickly share my screen. Okay, so guys, I was told that all of you are either first year or second year of your engineering courses. Is that correct? Is my understanding correct, or are you from a different background or something? I mean, let's make it a little interactive so that let's not keep it like monotonous, just I speaking, but let's just keep it interactive. So are you all first year and second year students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay, sure. So can you all see my screen?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Yeah, okay, great. So today, we will be talking about the robotic process automation, in short called as the RPA. And I was told, to explain a little more about RPA, what RPA is, what are the benefits of RPA, how it can be applied in the industry, what opportunities are there in RPA, and for you as students or the budding entrepreneurs, what RPA can bring about to your table and how you can take that as your career. Okay, so if you have any more expectations out of this session, feel free to let me know and we will be able to answer or take up your questions as much as possible. Okay, so this is the agenda which I plan to cover for today. So we'll do quick introductions. We'll talk about RPA, its benefits, some of the use cases, and I'll also show you some of the demos. And at the end, we will also show you how a RPA bot is built. Okay. So very quickly, you all know my name by now. So my name is Ashwini Hegde, and I'm basically from Bangalore, Karnataka, and I right now live in Goa, and I head the practice for Tangentia. So who is Tangentia? I'll just quickly brief you there, but also I'm joined by my colleague Prashant. Prashant, do you want to say hi to everyone?
Thanks, Ashwini. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Nice to see Gaunt.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So Prashant leads the technical team at Tangentia, and we together will be showing you some of the demos and bot building exercises. So he'll be helping me and also showing you the bot building exercise. Okay, so I'll just take 2-3 minutes to introduce you all to Tangentia, because I'm also told that you are looking for some college projects and things like that. So Tangentia is an agile digital transformation company, and we are existent from last 16-17 years. Our headquarters is in Toronto, Canada. And in India, we have our development office in Goa. So you all must be wondering why Goa, when there is Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai and all. So our CEO is from Goa, and that is how we have a development center set up in Goa, and we have all the infrastructure available in Goa. So that's the reason it is in Goa. But we also have our sales offices in other parts like Bangalore, Mumbai, and Delhi and all. Okay, and we have about more than 1,000 customers, out of which about 12, 13 are the Fortune 500 customers. Maybe I'll just, over the period, I'll just quickly tell you one or two examples of such customers as well. And we also have our proprietary solutions, platforms, and we partner with a lot of RPA partners. Okay. So what does Tangentia do? So we're into three main verticals. One is the automation, wherein we handle projects related to AI, RPA, and blockchain, which I lead. There is a B2B and a digital vertical as well, where we do a lot of EDI, order management, supply chain related projects, and a lot of consulting work as well. So as part of the automation service, what we do is we provide people, trained RPA people to the industry. So we have a very robust training mechanism in-house. So we train people, we certify people on RPA. Then we handle end-to-end projects for the corporates. We do have our own platforms for our chatbots and the core AI. I mean, if you're interested, we could quickly, touch upon some of the AI projects as well. And of course, we partner with a lot of RPA partners like IBM, Automation Anywhere, UiPath, and, many others. Okay. So now coming to the main topic of the discussion for today, robotic process automation. So let me just quickly take a pause here and ask. I see a lot of people, about 20 people joining. Anyone has heard about RPA or any idea what RPA is? I'm not sure if it is in your syllabus for first year, second year and all, but I know it probably is there in the third or the fourth year. Just probably just a subject, or probably just a topic in one of your subjects. So anybody knows anything about RPA in the group here? So you can use the hand signal. There is a hand raise hand signal, or if you want, you can just ping it. You can use the chat function to ping in. Okay, yeah, thanks, Pratik. That's exactly the definition of RPA. You defined it very well. So what RPA is, it is nothing but the software robots. So just like you have your hardware robots, which you see in movies or which you see in, a lot of factories, industries, they are trained to do certain job, right? But they are physical, they are hardware. You can see them, touch them, feel them, all of that. So the same concept, if you apply for a software, so bots or robots, in short, we call them as bots. So bots which can automate, which can do repetitive tasks for you that whole technology is called as RPA. Okay, so let's take one simple example. So you all have either booked train tickets or flight tickets or bus tickets in your life, right? So just imagine. So what do you do? Let's take a simple example of makemytrip.com, right? So you open the website makemytrip.com, then you put in from date to date, location where you want to go, how many people, kids, adults, and all of that, and you search. Then you get a list of all the flights. So you choose whichever is the best flight for you. You put in all your personal details, then you make the payment, correct? So just imagine a travel agent doing this job, right? He would be doing or she would be doing hundreds of such booking in a day. And if it is a bigger travel agency, then probably, the number would be even higher. So it is a repetitive task. So when I say repetitive, the same set of activities will have to be followed. You open the website, you put the dates, you put the location, you put the adults, you put the personal information, this is for one ticket. So the same activity you do for the second ticket, third ticket, like that, infinite tickets, you do the same set of activities. So instead of a human doing it, just imagine if a software bot can do it, if a software can do it, right? So you have some script, some software written, and you just run that, and the bot does it for you. So instead of you opening the website, you putting in the dates, the bot will exactly copy your steps. It will mimic your interactions with the computer, and it will do the same set of activities. Okay, so that is RPA. That is robotic process automation. So this whole activity of ticket booking is nothing but a process, right? So you are using the bots to automate your process. Okay, does it make sense? Did you guys understand what RPA is in simple terms? So any job which a software bot can do, it can replace a human activity. That is nothing but, that technology is nothing but RPA. Okay. So again, some things are there. Let's say rule based. So what is rule based? Just as for example, so let's say you all are college students, right? So let's say in your first year, you are allowed to choose out of 5 subjects, you are allowed to choose 2, right? So it is rule based. So there are 5 and you're allowed to choose 2. So you are defining the rules, you are defining the process and telling a software to do that. That is nothing but RPA. Okay, so here are some numbers. What is the market size in 2021? This again probably is a Gartner study. It says about 1.89, about $2 billion of market, which is available to explore for RPA. And then by 2028, it is increasing from almost 2 billion to almost 14 billion, which is about 32.8% growth per year. Okay, so why I'm showing you these numbers is, in case you're considering to take up RPA as your career or, for your projects or anything. So this is the market value it has. Okay, let me just, to help you understand better, let me just show you some use cases so that you will appreciate what a bot can do. I'll just for a moment pause the screen sharing and open up the bot recordings. So meanwhile, if anyone has any questions, please feel free and we can, take up some of the questions. Okay, so the first use case or the first example I'll be showing you is of a bot, which is actually, it's not booking the ticket, I would say. It is, so you all are aware of the travel agents, right? Who book the flight tickets and all. So they have a tie-up with the airlines, and every hour they have a pricing which comes up. So let's say, I'm booking a flight ticket from Goa to Jaipur, and let's say it is about 6,000 rupees, correct? So the travel agent books that now. But then let's say about 6 o'clock in the evening, let's say there is a price drop. because the airline has decreased the price. So it is about 5,500. So from 6,000 rupees, it is now coming to 5,500. So this travel agents, what they do is every hour they log into the website and they check, okay, what is the price now? So let's say for Ashwini at 3:30, we have booked it for 6,000. And when they go at 5 o'clock, then probably it is 6,200. But when they go at 6 o'clock, it has come down to 5,500, which means if they booked 5,500 rupees ticket, they would make a profit of 500 rupees, because they already booked a 6,000 ticket for me, and now they are getting a reduced price. So just imagine, this is only for Ashwini, a travel agent doing this activity only for Ashwini. But then the travel agent has many more such tickets in the queue, right? I mean, let's say hundreds of tickets like this. So what we have done is we have built a bot which goes into the website, the booking website, and every hour it keeps checking for the tickets already booked. It keeps checking the pricing. So let's say from Goa to Jaipur on so and so date at so and so time, it keeps checking the tickets. So I'll just run this video for you now, and I will also parallelly explain what this video would do. Okay, so if you see, there is a runtime window at the bottom, right? That is nothing but a bot. So the bot is right now running. Okay, let me just come back a little and probably pause and explain you. So the bot actually has logged into this website. So this we did for a customer called as Uniglobe, wherein, this is their travel website. So if you see, so the Excel file which you are seeing right now, so that is nothing but the already booked tickets. So just for sample, for the demo purpose, I just have taken only one entry. So if you see Hyderabad to Goa, so and so booking date, what is the price and what is the time of departure. Okay. So like this, all the tickets booked, the details will be available in an Excel file. So now what the bot has done is, the bot has logged into this. It is picking up the data from an Excel. It is, filling in all the details. So it is exactly the same way you do, right? If you were told to do this activity, what would you do? You would go to the Excel, look for the details, come to the website here, put the details, right? So it is the bot is exactly mimicking the human interactions. So I'll just run this. And you see how fast the bot is able to do it. If you were to do it, like you would have to type HYDGOA, all of that. If you see, the bot actually has finished one transaction here by now. So you see in the Excel file, the price was about 9,000 and here it is about 5,026 rupees. So which is nothing but a decrease in price. So like this, every hour this bot runs and it does the same set of activity. So imagine a human doing it, right? So instead of a human, now the bot is doing it. And the bot is also capable of sending an email. So the bot is telling the travel agent that for so-and-so ticket, there is a price drop. You may want to rebook it. So then what, if you see the time there in the Excel file, let me just take it a little back. Yeah. So if you see here, column J, column K and all, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, these are the time the travel agent wants the bot to run. So the original price was 9,000. At 3 o'clock, the price is 5,000. So which means the travel agent is actually saving 4,000 if he cancels the earlier ticket and rebooks the ticket. He actually is saving about 4,000 rupees. Okay, so this is one example of one bot which we built for a travel agent. And I'm sure you saw how quick the bot was able to fill in the data, how fast it was able to fill in, and how quickly it was able to take the data from the Excel file. So just imagine a human doing it. So opening the Excel file, opening the website, then again going back to the Excel file, picking up the first column, coming and putting the data here, going to the Excel file, picking the second column, coming and putting the data here. So the kind of time saving is very huge when you do with a bot. So let's assume for one ticket, it takes about 5 to 7 minutes for a human to do it. But now if you're seeing it here, it takes less than 2 minutes. So about 3 to 4 minutes straight, you're saving for one ticket. And imagine if there are like hundreds of tickets being done in a day, then probably you're saving about 400 minutes in a day. Right? So just calculate like, per hour, if anybody is charging, whatever amount, then how huge saving the company is making. Okay. So this was one. Now let me show you another video. So any doubts here? Okay, so this video or this bot we built for one of the automobile dealers. So there is a automobile dealer called as Indus in Kerala, and they have about 200 car showrooms, right? So when you buy a new car, or when every year interval, you'll have to renew your insurance, right? So there is a website where this auto dealer has to go and fill in the information for you. Correct? So it may seem very easy for you. Okay, you just go buy the insurance and all, but in the background, there is a lot of activity happening when you actually purchase the insurance for your car. Okay, so this is one such example of a bot we have built for them, which actually fills in the or generates the insurance policy for them. So again, you see that at the right bottom corner, there is a bot which is running. So if you see, the bot has logged in to the Maruti insurance portal now. So it is exactly mimicking what a human is doing. So you can actually train a bot. Let's say if there is some error popping up, how do you handle it? So you can tell the bot to handle it in the same way. So when an error like that comes up, the bot will be able to handle it the similar way. So you see how fast the bot is able to fill in the form here, the insurance form. So just imagine if you were to fill this form, how much time would you take, right? So let's say either you pick the data from an Excel, or you pick the data from a database or any other source. You'll have to do back and forth. You'll have to go to the Excel file, look for the information, come to this, put the information, again go back, again put in. So, but you see how fast the bot is able to do it. So it can upload documents, it can put business rules. Like, for example, you can say the first 10 records, the insurance company will always have to be ICICI Lombard, right? The next 20 records, the insurance company has to be SBI. So you can put some business rules like this as well. Or if somebody has selected the future date, and let's say, the validation has to be put in. So all such validations can also be put in here. So you saw the bot has finished already one record and it is going for a second record now. So if any human were to do it, probably they would take about 10 minutes to fill one form, because there are so many fields, so much of data to be copied from an Excel file or from the database. But you see the bot is able to do it probably in a minute's time for one record. Okay, so this is a second example which I wanted to show what a bot can do or what a bot is capable of doing. Okay, let me take another example to show you. Okay, so this one is an invoice processing bot. So I'm sure all of you know what an invoice is, or in simple terms, an invoice is nothing but a receipt, right? So when you go to any shop or you do any shopping, you receive the receipt, right? Wherein it is mentioned what is the number, what is the date, and what items you have purchased, how much is the cost, what is the tax they have put in, and what is the final amount, all of that. So the same information. So if you see here at the beginning of this video, there are 3 different invoices or 3 different receipts that bot is trying to process it. So in bigger organizations, what happens is there is a lot of transactions, right? So they receive lot of invoices. So in a day, in some companies, larger companies, they receive like hundreds, thousands of invoices because they keep receiving the goods, right? They keep receiving the materials, goods, and everything. So there is a huge team which does only this processing. So what they do is the invoices are received in a physical copy. So just, simple terms, it's just like your Amazon, Flipkart orders which you receive a copy of the invoice, right? So something very similar, the larger companies, they receive. So they have to fill that information, which is there in the hard copy, they'll have to fill into their ERPs. Let's say SAP, or let's say NetSuite or Microsoft Dynamics, or you take any ERP, companies are following, they have to fill in there, and then they have to make the payment, correct? So it is exactly the way you take a delivery from Amazon and you make a payment, right? So it is exactly the same way, but then the payment is not like by cash, it is online. So it has to be fed into some system for the payment processing. So what usually the companies do is they see the physical invoice, physical receipt, and they copy or they type all the information into an Excel. So from Excel, they copy that same information into the ERP. Now you may ask, why not directly the ERP? Let's say, for example, SAP, why not you directly copy it into SAP and why into an Excel? Because there could be some errors, which they can make. So they just want to first fill all this information into an Excel, and they verify all the information, and only then that data they fill into SAP. So for one invoice, it takes anywhere between like 8 to 10 minutes because you have to see the invoice, type all the information, right? So what all information? Let's take one example here. Yeah. So if you see the invoice number, invoice date, the PO number, the vendor, what material has come in, what is the tax details, CGST, SGST and all, and what is the final invoice amount. So what we have done is we have built a bot. Of course, the bot cannot read the physical copy, right? So what the companies do it, they scan the copies, okay, with the scanner. They scan the copies, and the scanned copy the bot can read. So the bot uses a special technology, RPA combined with the AI capabilities. It reads the information from the scanned copy and it fills into this Excel. The human verifies whether the Excel is right or any corrections are required, and then the bot can directly fill the same information into the ERP. So that is what I'm trying to show you here. So this is a blank Excel, and we saw there are 3 invoices which have come in. So the bot has started running. Okay. So this is a sample invoice. Okay. So if you see, there is an invoice number, there is invoice date and all the goods, all the taxes and what is the final amount, everything. So just imagine, and you're seeing now how quickly the bot is able to read this information and it is able to populate into that Excel file. It is happening like within fractions of seconds. This is a third invoice. Just imagine what would you have to do. So you would have to like read invoice number 9101. By the time you read and copy it into Excel, you will make 1 or 2 errors there. You might miss 4s or 2s or 0s. But the bot is not doing that. Bot is accurately picking up the values and putting into an Excel. Okay, so the bot probably has finished, and now we are showing you the Excel where the data has been filled in. So earlier you saw a blank Excel. Now the same Excel has been populated with 3 invoice data, right? So I mean, we definitely cannot be as faster or more accurate than a bot here, isn't it? Okay, so these were some of the examples I wanted to show you what the bot or what is the capability of a bot. So any questions, team guys, so far? Okay. I take silence as either you have understood everything or probably you have not understood everything. So let's move on then. Okay. So the next slide which I would like to show is where all RPA can be used. See, RPA can be used in any field where there is huge volume of data to be processed, where there is repetitive tasks, repetitive rule-based tasks, and there is no decision making as such. So in all such industries, RPA can be used. Okay, so let's take example of human resource, HR, right? So what is the role of an HR typically in any corporate company? So one main thing is they help you onboard, the hiring, recruiting, onboarding, all of that. Plus they also process your salaries, which is very important, right? So what do they do? Let's take an example of the salary processing. Okay, so what does an HR do? there. So they uh, collate all the leave information. So let's take my example. So for this month, how many leaves Ashwini has taken, how many she was entitled to take, and how many extra she has taken, if any, right? Then, if I have traveled, or my tickets, if I've booked it on my own, or let's say if I have spent on a customer lunch, dinner kind of a thing. So all of that are considered, and plus my regular monthly salary. So let's take three parameters here. One is a regular salary with all the tax deductions and everything. Then any reimbursements, like if I've traveled, food, lunch, and things like that. And then the leave part of it. So for one employee, the HR has to collect all these information. So imagine there are like thousands and 10,000 and lakhs of employees are there, right? So, how would a HR do it? How tedious, how difficult it becomes for a HR to collect all this information and send it for payroll processing, right? So we have bots which can do exactly what I just explained. So that is one example where we can use a bot in human resource. Now coming to healthcare, correct? So let's take an example of healthcare. So let's say in a hospital, right? So the patient undergoes multiple tests, and there are multiple results coming out of it. And let's say all that tests have to be collated and put into one final report. So what typically goes, or what is happening there is, there are people who actually, like if I'm making a final report, I will ask the cardiology department, send me report of Ashwini. I'll ask some other department, send me report of Ashwini with so and so patient number or whatever it is. And then finally I put all of that into one final report. I mean, of course, sending a report is not physical report here. It is all online, but still I'll have to collate all that information and put in here. So when there are people waiting at the reception to collect the report, you can't be doing all of this. I mean, keep saying them, wait for 2 minutes. I'm just making a final report. I will give you. No, you cannot do all of that, right? So that is where these bots come handy. So you just run the bot, you just put in the patient number there, and the bot goes into all the reports where the patient has been, getting, report ready. So it goes into all the places, picks all the reports, and makes one final report. So let's say a human takes about 10 minutes to do it, whereas the bot takes about 1 to 2 minutes to do it. So you see the time saving there by a bot. Now, another example of a customer service. So customer service, a lot of examples there. Let's take, a bank, for example, correct? So let's say you have lost your credit card or a debit card and you call up the bank, right? So what they typically ask you, your customer number and probably, your verification details and here and there some things. So what goes in the background is there are multiple systems within the bank, right? So everywhere they have to block your card details. So they cannot keep logging into one system, looking for a customer name and then say block and then log out, go to a second system, again do the same activity. So what we have done is we have built bots. The bots can log into the application, look for a customer ID, block the card, and go to the second application and do the same activity, but at a much faster rate and much more accurate, correct? So that is why you see that your customer service executive will ask you, saying that they'll keep you on hold for a minute or a few seconds and all. So this is exactly what is being done in the background. Okay, so again, accounting, I just explained you that invoices example, this is exactly that. Again, supply chain. So in larger companies, a lot of reports have to be prepared. So again, the bots are helpful there. So you take it any industry where there is huge volume of data, repetitive tasks, there are no decision making, it is just purely rule based. Step by step, this is what a human is supposed to do. In all such industries, in all such verticals, RPA can be used. Okay, so there are some industry use cases which we have built, and I would quickly want to walk you through some of them. Okay, let me take this one example of Indus. So Indus Motors, like I was explaining you earlier also about the insurance example. So Indus Motors is one of the largest Maruti dealers or dealership in India for Maruti four-wheelers. Okay, so they have about 200 showrooms in Kerala itself, right? So just imagine the journey, what you do if you have to purchase a car. So you go to the car showroom, right? And you make an inquiry, correct? So they ask, the reception probably asks you for your phone number and things like that. And then you just see the car, you take a test drive, and then you'll say, okay, I'll, decide and I'll make a decision and come back. Correct? So what goes in the background is, so they have a system where they have to fill all this data. So they have to fill who are you, what is your name, what's your number, and what car you have shown interest in, all of that. And, let's say after 4 days, 5 days, they again call you up asking, have you made a decision? Do you want more details and all? Now, let's say the second process. Now you have made a decision. You go to the showroom. Now you decide on buying a car. So when you decide, the make, model, car, color and details, all of that, blah, blah, blah things. So again, that information has to go into a system. So you are not aware, probably as a customer, you don't know what is happening. For you, you're just, interacting there. But in the background, all this information is being captured. Now, let's say you make the payment, you buy the car, and you have to buy the insurance, you have to buy the FASTag. I mean, for all the new cars right now, I think it's all mandatory. So all of this you buy. Again, all of this information goes into the system. So you give all your ID proofs, your documents and everything. Then your car has to be registered with the government, which is nothing but in the Vahan portal, it has to be registered. So again, there is a huge team sitting in the back who is actually filling in all this information into some system. So just imagine this is a journey for just one customer for one car. And imagine Indus Motors having 200 outlets. How many such people may be walking in, buying the cars, buying the insurance, buying the FASTags, buying the spare parts, accessories, spare parts, all of that, right? So there were 200 people, sitting in the back and doing this activity. Correct? Now we have built bots for them, and from that 200 number, it has come to 32 people. Just 32 people in the background helping, do these activities. And most of the activities where it is repetitive and no-brainer kind of activities, it's all done by the bots now. So the bot can look in through your Excel, go through your database, log into ERPs, log into the website, fill information for you, If you have some business rules, it can apply for that. It can log into multiple systems, bring data, collate data, make reports. It can log into your bank accounts, make transfers, make payments, anything and everything you want the bot to do, the bot can do for you. Okay, so this is one example I wanted to tell you. The other example, so again, why I'm telling you more examples is because this is exactly what is happening in the market, guys. So, if you're interested in a career, in RPA, to build something in RPA, then this is the right time, because you saw till 2028 how huge the market is and how huge or how big the opportunities are going to be. Right? Every field, every industry is going to adopt RPA in the next 5-10 years time. It's not like only small companies or bigger companies have to go for RPA. Any sized companies can go for RPA, because there are human, repetitive, high volume tasks anywhere in all the industries. So such tasks can be replaced by bots. Okay. So this is another example of LifeMark. Again, LifeMark is one of the largest clinical chains. I mean, those are clinics in Canada. There are more than 300, 350 clinics across Canada with the name LifeMark. Okay. So what we have done is we have built bots for them, where the bot can log into multiple portals or multiple websites and download the bills or the invoices and then process it. So simple example is, the electricity bill or the telephone bill, the landline bill, right? Or the water bill kind of things. So every clinic has to have it. So what typically happens in a clinic there is they log into these websites, just like we also log into our electricity board website, right? And we can see how much is a bill and we can download a copy and we can make payment. Exactly a bot will do. So because this is just not only one electricity bill which you have to do for one clinic, right? It is for 350 clinics. Somebody has to do this. And it is not easy, like logging into the portal, putting the clinic number or whatever that meter number they have. It's not easy for somebody to do that at the end of the month or beginning of the month. So we have built a bot which does this activity for them. So I'm just telling you electricity because, you may be easily able to relate. But then here in LifeMark, it is more of, clinical bills, the medicine bills, the medical equipment, or, those kind of bills. The bot will download and make the payment for the vendors. Okay. So there are many more examples. Maybe if somebody is interested, then we can just quickly take it at some other point. But I would quickly want to walk you through the benefits of RPA. One is greater productivity, of course. You save a lot of time and energy of a human being. Greater accuracy for sure, because just we saw a lot of examples where if you had to pick it up from an Excel and put it into some other system, how difficult it would be and how many mistakes you make while copying and pasting itself. Cost saving, because you save a lot of time. Integrate across platforms. It can go into multiple platforms. You want it to pull data from database, you want to put it from a website, you want to pull it from an Excel or from your emails or anywhere. So that is possible. And of course, better customer experience rather than, making the customer wait and, to get the results and all. Yeah, and then when it is coupled with AI, maybe we can give you some examples of how RPA and AI can be coupled and then, done. And of course, the scalability. So instead of having 10 people, do that, you can have one bot to do one, activity, and then keep scaling the bots to do the processes or the activities. Okay, so very quickly, these are some of the major RPA tools: Blue Prism, Automation Anywhere, UiPath. I mean, there are many more also, but I probably chose only the major ones here. And again, Tangentia is partnered with all of these tools, and we do provide trainings for all these tools. Okay, any questions so far? So are you, I mean, at least do you now, are you able to appreciate the value of RPA, what RPA is, what a bot can do, what kind of career you can build in RPA? So are you able to relate to that? Okay, great. So yes. So what's a startup opportunity? So again, like I said, you just see the market it has. So about 14 billion USD in 1 year itself. So there are a lot of opportunities, lot of companies who are looking for RPA solutions. So either you can be an RPA developer, or you can build your own company where you provide RPA services. It can be the project implementation services like a bot building services, or it can be any kind of consultancy services. So you can do that.
One more thing I would like to add, Ashwini, when they're talking about startup. So since we know that market is so huge, you can also maybe work on any tool like these tools which Ashwini mentioned. There are people who are building up their tools which help people automate things, like build
Absolutely.
RPA bots.
Yes,
So
yes.
that is also RPA startup opportunity in RPA field you all can look at.
Correct. So you can, provide services, in terms of people. So you can have your own recruitment agencies where you can, send RPA resources to companies. So there is a huge demand, for the RPA resources as well. Yes, you can open up a startup which can provide RPA services. So again, RPA services, it could be people services, like I was saying, you can provide people. Then you can provide just the consultancy, because a lot of companies want to do RPA, want to automate, but then they don't know what to automate. So you can provide your consultancy services there. So there are a lot of consultants who kind of do this on their own as a startup companies. I mean, if you probably want to Google out, there are, I mean, innumerable companies, such companies, startup companies. You can partner and you can resell the software, right? So let's say, for example, Automation Anywhere, right? So you can partner with Automation Anywhere and you can resell the RPA software. So that also, can be a service. And of course, the project implementation, like some company wants to have build some bots for doing some processes and all. So you can have your own company, have your own RPA developers, architects who are capable of doing that. And I mean, there is a huge market as well. Okay, so so now maybe Prashant, you can quickly walk through, maybe one or two simple examples of how easy it is to build a bot, and so that these students can, just see that and make some career out of it.
Definitely, Ashwini. Thank you. Okay, I see like no one is interacting over here, like very few people. Is everyone awake, or it's like y'all have just kept it open? Because this should be an interactive session kind of. So can all of you all raise your hands at least if you all don't want to speak?
Okay. Yeah, I see a lot of people raising hands.
Okay,
Thank you
okay,
guys.
nice. Thank you. So let's start. So when we see like these bots, they look kind of, they have a rocket science behind them, but it's very simple to start with. Yeah, going ahead when you do advanced stuff, there are it goes more technical, but initial thing you can start very easily. So as Ashwini showed you, there were some tools, right? Like Automation Anywhere was one of them, UiPath was one of them, then Blue Prism was one of them, and there were many more. So today, to give you an example, to show you how a bot is built, we will consider the Automation Anywhere platform. So I've just logged into community version. You can also do it. It's free of cost to try it out. Okay.
So
Before.
Prashant, I think there is a
Mhm.
request which is put in the comments that they want you to turn on your camera.
Oh, sure. Just give me a moment. I'm not sitting in proper background.
So again, just to continue what Prashant was saying, so there are a lot of tools like UiPath, Automation Anywhere, or Blue Prism, and all of that, and they offer free trial. So you can register with them and you can do a trial. So there are training courses which you can take up and you can build simple bots and all. Yeah, Prashant, please go ahead.
Okay. I hope everyone can see me now.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So as I told you guys, we will be, and I hope everyone can see my screen as well. That's right. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So we will be automating one simple process now, and this process is like based on HR portals. So there are some companies wherein every day around hundreds of people join in and hundreds of people leave. So what HR has to do is they have to maintain all this data. And what they do, they enter this into a system, some HR portal, okay? And for HR team to enter like hundreds of people's data in a day, it becomes very difficult. And it is mundane job, right? No one uses logic, nor it is like a very productive thing. It is like just data entry kind of a thing, which we can ask the bot to do, and the HR team can actually work on something creative. So what happens is that to consider a scenario, there will be a email, like say the HR usually used to get this kind of report, which had the employee data in it, which and the employee data looked like. Okay, so the employee data look like the first name, last name, age, department, and contact. Okay, so what HR used to do, they used to, so I just created a form which we can consider as a HR portal only. Okay, so what they used to do is the HR used to enter the name, like say my name is Prashant and last name is Sogule, then he is 26 and department is automation and my contact number is this. Okay, and then submit. So this is how my HR used to do it normally. But if consider there are like thousands or like hundreds of data entries in a day, it would have been very difficult. So what the HR can do now is HR can actually send that as an email to a mailbox. Okay, so consider like HR has sent this attachment to this mailbox, and this is an unread email. Now, what bot we will build is first the bot will download the attachment from this email into a folder, and it will be this folder. Okay, so it will be downloading over here. Let me delete this so that we can look at it when it downloads. Once it downloads, we will see how the bot reads data from that Excel sheet and then enters into that portal, the portal which we built, like a form, Google form. Okay, so everyone understood the process. The first part will be reading the email, downloading the attachment. Second part will be reading the Excel sheet, and third part will be entering the data into the HR port. So let's get started. This is the community version. If you all want, I can share this link with you guys in the chat to try out. Okay, so let me log in. Okay, so yeah, it says create a bot. Let me create and let me name the bot as HR bot. Thank you. Create and edit. Okay, so in this portal, this is the tool, right? So in this tool, what all you can see. So this is the place where you can actually put in the commands, or you can say code, and these are the commands which are there which you can use. It is simple drag and drop. So let me show you like how a message box looks like. So if I say hi, like in this, save and run this. So what will happen is this tool will deploy something on your machine. This is on my machine now, and it will run on my machine. So I've just put a message box. It will just deploy and see. It says hi. Okay, so this is kind of a check which we did. Now, in the process which we considered to build the process, what is the first part? The first part is to connect to the mailbox, right? So there is something called as, there are commands over here. As you do, you will get that. So there is something called as connect. So before adding this, let me delete this thing. And how many of you are from coding background over here, or IT or computers? Okay, nice. So you all might know, right? While coding, commenting is good practice. So the same practice we follow here as well. So let us put comments as we build the code. So the first part will be, I've just written it down so that it takes less time. First part is read email and download attachment. Now, in order to read any email, first I need to connect to the mailbox, and from there I can read it. So if I want to connect to a mailbox, it can be Outlook or it can be any other email server. Now we have used email, so we will consider email server. So we'll have to enter host, the port number, what will be the username, and what will be the password. Okay. So I have just noted down all these things over here. The host is this. The port is 993. You'll get all these details on Google, not to worry about that. Yeah, this is the username. Okay, save. So we have connected now, and the session which it uses is email session. So now what we have to do is we have to loop through the email box. So what we'll do, we'll take a loop command, and here we'll search email type of loop. Okay, so it says for each mail inbox. So what you can do, you can just say read only the unread ones and read from the inbox. If you want, you can put any filters, like you can put what subject it contains, or which sender it had sent. So all these things you can put. So for now we will say it will read only unread emails, and that too from inbox. The rest all will keep same. Okay, we won't go into specifics. Now the bot will read it, but what we want to do is we want to download the attachment, right? So let's give the attachment. So to download attachment, there is something called a save attachment. So email session, it will read read the unread ones, and it will save to the folder. So the folder what I've considered is this. Okay, save. Okay, so we have built the first part. Let's run and see. This folder is empty. There is this email over here which is unread. Now let's run and see. Okay, that was successful. Let's see if it downloaded. Yes, it downloaded the attachment and it has all these details. And we'll see if it read from the email only. So let me refresh this. Okay, so it marked it as read. Okay, now we'll go to the next part. So let me add another comment. What is the next part? Next part is reading the data from that Excel sheet. So, and entering into HR portal. So how do we read? Since it is an Excel document, there are commands for Excel over here. So let me just open Excel. There is open Excel. Okay, Excel open. Then we'll put the path of this file. And we will say it contains header. And when it reads, so see, it opens. So here there are some more specifics. You can open it in read only mode or read write. Then some Excel has passwords in it, right? It is password protected, so you can add the passwords. Then some Excels have some add-ins which are to be loaded, so you can load that. And we are opening this Excel in default session. So why we use this session is because once we open any Excel in that session, to perform any action on that particular Excel, we will be using this session. I'll show you that how we. So now when we open it, we will have to loop through every row of Excel, right? So this Excel is there. So there are two rows. So this is the header, but there are two more rows. So we have to loop through it so that the bot has to do it in a repetitive manner, right? So let's consider a loop. And in that loop, we will say Excel. So it says for each row in Excel, read visible cells and see. I told you, right, the session. So we are using the session over as default only. We can change it, but this helps when you are operating with multiple Excel. So you can keep different sessions according to your requirement. So it will do that. And whatever it reads in this row, we will store it in a variable of type record. So what record is something like an array which has indexes and data in it. So we'll say record EMP data, create and edit. So whatever it will come in that will get stored. So now let's see how this data is read. Okay, I'll just put message boxes so that whatever is read in that will be shown. So in order to read, I will have to put the variable, right? Whichever variable we considered, and say the first index is 0. Oh, sorry, 0. Okay. So like this, we can put multiple. This is just to check whether our bot is reading proper data or not. Okay, so let me run the bot from this step, and then we will close command also. Whenever we open something, we have to close it also. So let's say Excel Advanced and close. So when I use close also, see, session is default. So it will close that Excel only which opened. So let me run this. Okay, the first one, Rahul Singh, 25 accounts and number. The second one, Shivam Pandey, 28 operations and the number. Yeah, and then closed. Okay, now we have reached at a point wherein we are able to read. Now what we need to do? Now we need to enter into the HR portal. So first, to enter into HR portal, we need to open that open it, right? So how we do that? So something called as browser open. We'll put it over here, and let me put the link so that it opens directly, and default browser it uses. So whatever browser you have set in your machine as default, that will open. Now let me open it also so that we can record whatever is there. Okay, so this is the browser. So this is what the HR portal looks like. Now whatever has been read, right? So these are the variables, right, in which the data is read. The first name, last name, then the date, the age, the department, and number. So we have to enter it. So how we enter? We have opened it. So how we will enter that data into HR portal? So there is something called as a recorder. Okay, I'll just copy it over here. And what we do we need to record or whatever operation we need to do, we have to record it. So how we do it is we'll just select this browser, we'll refresh it, we will get the HR bot entry. One second. Okay, so since it was an incognito, it couldn't capture it. So we'll put that URL, it recognized, then we will click on capture. Okay, once we click, we'll leave it. Then we have to enter our first name over here, right? So we will come over here so wherever we take, the box will get highlighted. When we take over here in the text box, we'll just click it. And that particular object will be recorded in the bot. Okay. So see, this object is recorded, and what action we have to do is we have to enter data, right? So we will do set text. So it will set some text, and what text we will be entering is first time we will be entering this. What is there in that is the first name. So we'll enter this, and between the variables we'll give like 20 milliseconds of gap. So whenever we record, see all these object properties get recorded, like HTML tag, unique ID, domax path. You all might know it. Whenever we build website and all, these are the things which are there in the background which run the website. So there are some things which you can keep, some things you can remove according to a requirement. So this is how I kept. Now we recorded it for the first time. Then we have to do the same for the last name, age, department, contact number, right? So we will do that. So I'll just copy this, paste, 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 paste. Okay. So here we will come, we'll recapture this because this is the second one. We will recapture this. And this is supposed to be, one second. Okay, it's selected. So I'll just quickly do that. So it's selected. I will do set text, then the second, that is the last, the first index, which means second item we will be entering. And then I will just deselect some of the items from here. That is the path, and rest all keep same. For this as well, I will recapture the what. Here it will be the age. Then here we will select the third one, which means second entry. Okay, then over here recapture department. That text will do. This will be the third one, and remove this. And last is this recapture. Okay, to the fourth one. I'll remove the path. Okay. Now once I do that, what I have to do is I have to click on submit, right? So before clicking on submit, I'll just put a delay because Google takes some time to load that web page. So maybe a 2-second delay I can put. And after this, again I will just copy the same command of record and I will recapture the submit button. Okay. In submit, what click on it. Okay. And I'll just deselect the path again. Yeah, that's it. And then this will close. Save. So let's run the bot from here and then see what it will do. Let's add one more delay on top. So you see it is deploying something on my machine. Meaning packages whatever it requires to run, it will deploy on my machine. So this is how it enters. Yeah. Close. Yeah. So we will run it together now. The entire bot. I think it didn't close. So we'll run the entire bot together. We'll close this. Let me delete this. And let me mark this as 100. Second time. Okay. So we had a successful run. It download for our requirement. If you want to check, it will be here. And yes, this is how we build a simple bot. Was everyone with me while doing it? Any questions?
Okay, so guys, we just wanted to show you how easy it is to build the bots. I mean, see, this was a simple bot and that's why it was easy. But then there are many complex bots as well. So those may not be easy, but then, you have those commands and everything available. Since most of you are interested, I'm assuming, in RPA and taking that as your career, or building up some startups, it is very essential for you to understand how to build the bots, the dynamics behind that, all of that. So this was one quick demo of building a small bot to quickly show how you can build the bots. Okay, so very quickly, I'll just share back my screen and take just 2 more minutes. I think we are right on time. So there are some myths as well about RPA, that what will happen if the bots start doing all of the work, then what will happen to humans? So bot will never be able to replace humans, right? Because the intelligence, the decision making capability, what a human has, the bot will not have. Bot needs to be trained to make those decisions, but human, probably will make it on the go. That's the first thing. And there is also a myth saying that the bots are always right. No, the bots can go wrong as well. If you train them wrong, if the data is given wrong, then the bots can go wrong as well, right? And then there is also a myth saying that they will not work, or RPA will not work in small industries. That is completely wrong. So now what we are seeing in the recent days is all the small time vendors, especially during this COVID times where people cannot really go to the office and do the activities. So all such things are now being done by the bot, even in the smaller industries, even the small scale industries, the small auto dealers, or you take small or mid-size customer care service centers. All of those are using the bots. So it's not necessary that only the big time players or the big industries use that. The small industries as well are adopting to the RPA. So, and finally, on behalf of Tangentia, I and Prashant would like to thank all of you to giving us this opportunity to present in front of you. So this is my email ID, and in case you are looking for more trainings or project opportunities or your traineeship opportunities with Tangentia, so you can write to the HR and, we can do the needful. Okay, so one last time, any questions anybody has? Sure then. Thank you. Thank you everyone for participating.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a great experience from learning from both of you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it was nice to look people or students
It
trying to
was
organize this kind of
amazing
thing.
presentation, and ma'am, especially thank you for the clearing those myths. Even I had those myths in my mind.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you everyone.
Bye.
Have a good evening. Bye-bye. Take care.